Okay, so welcome to my living room, or what used to be my living room. I had to pull out my couch into a bed just to spread out all of these papers all over it. Every single surface in here had documents on it. Anyway, this is what I've been working through to get ready for the 2-day City of Key West budget workshop. It's everything. Every fund, every department, capital projects, the proposed reduction, all the supporting documents, my notes, highlights, and questions. So many questions. Because if I'm asking you to trust me with your vote, then this is the kind of work I should be doing behind the scenes. A budget is the city's priorities. It's where we decide if we're actually investing in flooding solutions, if we're maintaining infrastructure, if we're supporting public safety, protecting water quality, creating housing, taking care of our parks, all of it. Every dollar is basically a statement about what matters to us. So as I've been going through all of this, I keep finding myself circling back to a few things that I really want to understand better when we get into the workshop. One of the biggest ones for me is just how we're measuring success. We're funding programs year after year, and I keep wondering, how do we know what's working? How do we know when something isn't working? Where are the performance measures that actually show progress? Because those are answers taxpayers should be able to see clearly and not guess at. And then there's the strategic plan, which I keep thinking about because it hasn't been adopted yet. A strategic plan is supposed to give structure to all of this. It's supposed to help guide how we prioritize projects, how we allocate resources, how we measure progress over time. So going through a budget without it fully in place feels a little backward to me. Like we're making decisions first and then trying to build the framework around them later instead of the other way around. I also spent a lot of time looking at capital projects, and that's been really interesting. There are projects that have been sitting on the books for years. Some are moving, some don't seem to be moving very quickly, and I just keep wondering what's behind that. Is it funding? Is it staffing? Is it permitting? Is it something else entirely? And then, from a resident perspective, how do you even track that? Right now, it feels kind of like you wait until the next budget cycle and hope there's an update somewhere in there. Another thing that kept popping into my head while I was reading through everything is the long-term cost of what we're doing. It's one thing to build something new, and it's another thing to maintain it for the next 20 to 30 years. So I keep thinking about how we're planning for that, not just for the ribbon cutting, but everything that comes after. I'm also really curious to hear the conversation around reserves. When do we use them? When do we protect them? How do we balance being prepared for emergencies while still addressing the needs we have right now? And then there's transparency, which I keep coming back to over and over again. Because right now, if you want to understand where your money is going, you have to dig through hundreds of pages of documents like this. And I just don't think it should be that hard. I would love to see us move towards something like a public dashboard where you can actually follow projects, see spending, see timelines, progress, just understand what's happening without needing to sit in your living room surrounded by paper like this. Because when people can see what's going on, they can actually be a part of the conversation instead of feeling like decisions are happening somewhere else and then just showing up later. I'm also planning to ask about grants because that's another piece that really matters for long-term planning. How much of what we're doing depends on funding that hasn't been awarded yet? Are we maximizing those opportunities? And if something doesn't come through, what's the backup plan? Those are the kinds of things that can really impact whether projects move forward or get delayed. And honestly, one thing I've realized going through all of this is that budgets don't have to be as intimidating as they seem. You don't need an accounting degree to understand your city government. You just need someone who will be willing to walk through it and explain it in plain language. That's really why I make these videos, because the more people understand what's happening, the better this city works. So over the next 2 days, I'll be at the workshop taking notes, asking questions, sharing updates, and then I'll come back and bring it all down and break it all down in a way that actually makes sense. If there's anything you want me to keep an eye on while I'm there, leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to get you an answer, and I'll see you at the workshop.